Hi, welcome to another Malicious Compliance episode of StorytimeGuru. In this episode, we will read 3 of the best malicious compliance stories. Our first episode is titled, Dig There? Really? Okay. Our second episode is titled, Lazy Manager Won't Listen That I Haven't Been Trained on a Job, Ends Up Doing the Job. Our third episode is titled, What Was That Room Number Again, Sir? Hope you like it.
Storytime Guru, the best stories from Reddit.
If you like my content, please support my channel by clicking like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Dig there? Really? Okay. Posted by Kelimvor, Sparky Fox. Not sure if this counts. It was more exasperated compliance than malicious. Way back when, I was working for a small company that was a mixture of contract and retail floristry and landscaping. One of our clients was a large local conferencing hotel. We started off supplying them with flowers for their corporate clients, and then their main points of customer contact, and finally the boss talked them into letting us work on the grounds as well. After a few years of this very profitable arrangement, they asked us to help with the installation of a new CCTV system. Specifically, they wanted the other boss, it was a partnership, to use his mini digger to create the trenches for the cables. We were fine with this. Boss 2 loved using his little digger, and Boss 1 would accrue more prestige within the hotel. However, because they weren't stupid, both bosses wanted the okay of the hotel's telco that the planned route was safe, and definitely would not involve putting the digger bucket through the hotel's main trunk. This was agreed. Then we came to try to get the okay. Said telco, known affectionately as brainless tosspots by those who've had to deal with them, did in fact have a service for just this eventuality. What they didn't do was provide staff to answer the phone. After a week or so of trying, we still had only a vague idea of where the trunk was, and so Boss 2 was reluctant to put digger to turf. Boss 1 was fielding calls from the purchasing manager, the FO manager, the deputy manager and finally the general manager, all of whom had been getting SHT from the hotel's owners. Boss 1 was polite but firm with them all, pointing out that delaying the installation of the CCTV was surely less disruptive than cutting off all communications into and out of a conferencing hotel. 4 managers agreed with him, the owners didn't. Finally, Boss 1 said that he would tell Boss 2 to start digging only on receipt of a written order to do so, that also absolve the company of any and all resulting damages. The fax machine word into life. I said that this was way back when. Boss 1 called Boss 2. Boss 2 started work. Within 5 minutes, the hotel had lost all communications. On a Friday afternoon, their peak time for getting last-minute booking requests from people with a money-sense ratio I can only dream of. Oh, the hotel also worked with insurance companies. They had a number of apartments that were hideously expensive, but were also popular when it came to housing people who'd had house fires and the like. Of course, they tried to deflect this. We showed the owners their written instruction, which was nice. When the telco got involved, they also tried to blame us. We pointed out that if they'd provided their service as advertised, we'd have known where not to dig. We did not end up on the hook for the damaged telephone trunk, or the hotel's lost sales. Sadly, I was not privy to the arrangement reached between the hotel and the telco, but I did notice a reduction in quotes for any hard landscaping work at the hotel. Really, people, if someone is looking out for your best interests, and they ask for your repeated instructions in writing, have a think about what you're demanding. Best reply by Anonymous01. What a good compliance story. I agree with you. If you are asking something, and they need you to put it on writing, you need to reevaluate your request. Lazy manager won't listen that I haven't been trained on a job, ends up doing the job. Posted by Jesusaurus Rex. Disclaimer, first time posting here after lurking for a while. To clarify, this was a little under 10 years ago, so some details might not be 100% accurate, but I will do my best. Also, on mobile here, so please forgive any typos. At the time I was a high schooler in Texas and looking for a job to get some extra pocket change like a lot of high schoolers do. I ended up getting a job at a fast food place where people don't have designated official positions. The manager would make the schedule weekly and you'd find out whether you were packing orders, working the drive-through window, working the inside register, backwash, doing the dishes, or working door, which essentially meant going out to cars in line taking their orders as our drive-through speaker didn't work, which also got us tips, so it wasn't all bad. Side note, the manager was a lazy feminine hygiene product who would sit in the office messing around with their fantasy football team and making sexual comments about the girls, some of which were high schoolers, mind you. I recently learned that he was fired for having sex multiple times at the store with employees despite having a wife and kids. Anyway, usually new hires were trained for 9 total shifts with 2 shifts for each position on everything except the drive-through window, where you only get 1 as it's fairly easy to do once you know what you're doing. I was never actually trained on window because on my shift to learn how to do it the person responsible for backwash called in, and I was told to take their place as the new guy so the more experienced people could handle the part of the store directly impacting customers while understaffed. Fast forward to a Sunday 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. shift, which includes our busiest time of the week, the after-church lunch rush. When I got in, looked at the schedule, I was assigned to working window, and to the best of my memory the conversation went like this. Me. So I'm supposed to work window, but I never actually got trained on it. Manager. Everyone gets trained on everything. You probably just don't remember it happening, but it's easy anyway. Me. But I didn't get trained on it. I had to go do backwash, Becca. Manager. Look, I have to help get ready for the lunch rush. You'll be fine. At that point I just decided to go attempt to work a station I didn't know how to do. The lunch rush hits, and we're extremely busy as to be expected, and I'm doing my best to try to do a job I wasn't trained in. Window's job includes trying to cash out cars and give drinks to cars who ordered food. Door handled just drink orders as they costed exactly $1, as well as handing out food when it's ready. Once you cashed out the car at the window, you're supposed to start going outside and handling the next car in line. This sped things up a lot so that when packing was done you'd probably hand out 2 to 3 orders in a row right after each other. Now, since I had never been trained on window, I didn't know that 1, I was supposed to hand out drinks. I assumed door did that because I was told to get people drinks when trained on door. In retrospect, window probably didn't say anything when I was doing that because it just made their job easier. Or 2, cash out more than the first car. Needless to say, things got really backed up really fast as I would constantly have people say, "Where's our drinks?" and would only do 1 car at a time because I didn't know any better. Fallout. 30 minutes into the rush, our drive-through line is wrapping around the building almost to the point where the car at the window can see the back of the line. The manager, probably seeing people leave the line because of how ridiculous the wait is, comes over to me and, "Manager, what the hell are you doing?" Me. I don't really know. I tried to tell you I didn't know how to do window. I'm taking the people's money and handing out the food. I think the door person keeps forgetting to give people their drinks. Manager. You're supposed to give people their drinks if they got food. Why aren't you cashing out more than 1 car at a time? Who trained you on window? Me. I tried to tell you, no one did, but you didn't listen. At that point he just told me to go help the person on door take orders, something I knew how to do, and he had to end up taking over window to try to begin to catch up. Not only that, but since we were so backed up, the lunch rush lasted at least an hour past its normal time, since for whatever reason people wanted to wait that long for our food. It definitely ruined his usual routine of sitting in the office looking at his phone. Also, I was trained on how to do window my very next shift. Best reply by Dominios. Hey, getting training by inconveniencing the person responsible for training you. In the best tradition of the working class, I salute you. What was that room number again, sir? Posted by The Articulate Grunt. Not sure what my wife was reading, but it reminded her of an incident that she told me to share. I was a captain at the time and had been assigned as chief of security for an army hospital, so, as the lingo goes, when the calls came down I was drive strong. I was in my office though when a LTC/lieutenant colonel came in. "Hey there, Captain. Need you to take care of an issue for me." "Oh, course, sir. If it is within my area and power, I'll see what I can do." Well, the general's driver's wife is in the maternity ward having just had her baby, and she has a problematic roommate, always closing the curtain and blocking her line of sight to the window, also messing with the TV. I need this woman moved to another room. That's definitely outside my area of control, sir. I don't oversee or control anything with patients unless it is an issue of security, safety or... Yes, I know, but you know everyone and the doctors and nurses will listen to you more than me. You are one of them now. and they rely on you. Sir, really? I know no promises. This would really make the general happy though. His driver is like a second son to him, so I would really owe you. It's room number Shah. Just give it your best for a fellow infantryman, okay? Breath deep. Wait a minute. What room number again, sir? He smiled. Shah. Roger, sir. I'll look into it and do my best. I've got a couple favors I might be able to use. Outstanding. Thanks. And he left. So on up I went to maternity to find the head nurse. She was not pleased as apparently the LTC had been up there earlier trying to sling his weight around and came to find me when it had no effect. I pointed out the room though and she smiled. We both chuckled a little bit and I asked, so, can you help me out with making this all be good? Please. Giving me a big friendly smile. Well, the corner room is open. We could move the bothersome lady in there though she will likely have a new roommate later today. Then again, once the bed is clean and reset we will likely be putting another lady in with the driver's wife too. Matter of fact, she paused looking over files. It will probably be Mrs. Hispanic lady having her fourth kid. She was likely to be going in the corner room, but with the move, she would have to go in with the driver's wife. Me, well, if that's how it has to be, as long as we can accommodate the LTC's request. Head nurse, okay, but you are helping move the lady out of the room. Me, yes ma'am, of course. The lady who had been causing such disturbances for the driver's wife was quite calm and gave no issues with the move nor even asked any questions. I called the LTC once it was done and made sure to tell him I had no concrete knowledge of or when a new roommate might be moved into the room, but that the staff was really not happy with the move and extra work. He thanked me and I never heard anything of it again. The entertaining part of the whole thing? The bothersome lady who got the room with the better view, the woman who had kept closing the curtain for some privacy and turning down the loud crap the driver's wife kept putting on the TV, was my wife who had just had our first kid. Best reply by Harrywook. Loved the last sentence. That made the story extra sweet. Cookie 319. The last sentence killed me. Imagine going up to your captain and saying that his wife was annoying yours, so she needs to be moved. Absolutely hilarious. If you like my content, please support my channel by clicking like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell.